It's taking night.
Happy Thirsty Thursday, Tigs Wigs, or if you're listening to this on our podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, happy Friday. So, we have a lot to talk about tonight. It should be a fun show, but before we dive in, I've got a little bit of news to discuss, but no worries, it's all good. I think after a month of going live is a lot more often as we kind of had to start to figure out our rhythm, our schedule, how we're going to do this. We were starting at 8:30. We've moved it to 7:30. Just kind of got to get a feel for everything. And I think we figured out a nice little balance. So moving forward, starting Monday, this is the last show we'll be doing live. This will be the last live show that we do this week. Starting Monday, we're just going to go live on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays because, I mean, it hit me and I've thought about it. And I'm like, we're kind of dicking ourselves a little bit, to be honest with you, with our Right Now TV show, which airs on Wednesdays at 7:30. And that's always a brand new show. That's always something, that's a brand new show that doesn't go on Bubba. Sometimes they will, but not often. They don't go on the Bubba exclusives. We usually wait until they air before we show them on our YouTube. So it's always a fresh show. It takes a little more time to put those together and all of that stuff. So those air on Wednesdays. We've just been going live and having fun, and we love doing that. But want you guys to go support that too, and go support those shows and enjoy them. So that'll give us a chance too to kind of freshen up, catch up, stuff like that, and then come back in, have a fun Thursday night show. So hopefully y'all understand that. We're just kind of working on getting in a rhythm, and maybe occasionally, once we kind of get used to doing that, I am having all kinds of hell with my wire over here. Again, once we get used to doing that, hopefully we can maybe occasionally go live on a Friday night or something like that. So unbelievable. And I tell you what, yesterday we had an amazing interview last night with Hut Stricklin. I don't know if you guys saw the little video that I put out on social media today. I'm sure most of you did. If you didn't, go check it out. I'll play it. Well, actually, I'm not going to play it. You can go watch that, but I will play a couple later on before we close out of this show. I'm going to close the show with a couple of those. Man, just an hour and 45 minutes of racing. Just a great dude. Great conversation. Learned a lot, heard a lot of stuff. Like, he had a very long podcast on with Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the Dale Jr. download, 2 hours or so long. And I know there's another one because, you got to do a little work whenever you're going to view somebody like that, a former NASCAR driver, and especially someone I remembered as a kid. Do a little work, do a little bit of research, rekindle some memories is what really happened for me. So, we touched on things that weren't in those necessarily, and it was a lot of fun. Some of it was because you got to overlap just to tell the story, but he definitely told us some new things, some surprises. I'll show you some of that later on tonight. One thing that I did want to say, it's an official thing. I can make this official. I have been asked to co-host the Cajun Critics, the Cajun Burger Cook-Off, along with the Cajun Critic himself. That takes place on Saturday, March 8th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. under the Highway 90 Bridge in Morgan City, Louisiana. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait. I'm just going to have a blast. It's a $10 admission, which includes 5 sample tickets and a People's Choice ticket, so you can choose which one you think is the best. There's going to be kid activities, live music, vendors, and of course, a bunch of incredible freaking burgers. So go check out their Facebook page, the Cajun Burger Cook-Off, to meet the team, see the fun. There's already a bunch of trash talking starting to happen a little bit. He's been introducing the teams, and you can go there and see that on the Cajun Burger Cook-Off Facebook page. All the teams, they've been sending in videos, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. It's just going to be a great time. So anyway, can't wait to do it. Can't wait to go. Looking forward to it. The Cajun Burger, or the Cajun Critic burger cook-off. It's so tough to say. But anyhow, I wanted to get that out of the way. And with all of the top of the hour stuff out of the way, Blasey, thank you so much for letting me cut that promo so I can go ahead and get it done.
Nice
had
job.
a feeling,
Nice
had
work.
a feeling
nice
you
work.
were sitting in here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, kind of a little bonus time. I compressed some things together in my day, and next thing I know, I looked. I was like, "Hey, it's 7. Whatever time I text you, 7:15 or something like that."
Yeah,
I think I
what time you
get
go
there.
live?
And then I still had to go run do something. Literally pulled in the driveway at 7:29. So here I am.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
You made it in. Well, I
Yes,
don't know
did.
how long you've been in here. I see a few texts. Let's say hi to some folks. First, Paul Rogers, what is going on, brother?
Paul
Good to
Rogers
see
in the
you,
house.
Mr. Paul Rogers.
Paul.
Big E says he's sorry that he can't stay in the chat tonight, but he popped in to say hi and to give us a
Appreciate you
thumbs
dropping in,
up.
buddy.
And you know what else I know he would say? Hit that like button. So if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, share this thing, subscribe, leave comments.
Turn all your
good
televisions
stuff.
on to this throughout your house. So if you've got
Every one
6
of them.
TVs, take them all right now and just let them roll throughout the night. It'd be beautiful.
Go open a new social media account right now. Go like just did all of these things. Help us. We're getting there, Blasey. We're growing. We're growing pretty fast.
Yeah.
I want to grow faster.
I know you do.
Faster.
I know you do.
We're going to. Brian Gilson. What is up, Brian? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Austin Dennis in the house. What is up, Austin?
Dennis in the house. What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on? See, I'm not gonna do any more blasphemy.
No.
Actually, I'm lying, Austin. The TikTok video that I was talking to you about, getting your advice on, it's your video, and I'm going to do it again. I wanted to recut it. I'm playing. Terry Wayne
in the house.
You know it's a good night with
I
Terry
like
Wayne.
Terry Wayne. Terry Wayne. Oh, Terry Wayne. I was down there the other day. I was talking to Terry Wayne. I like just saying Terry Wayne. Reminds me of growing up in a
it rolls off the tongue. It
really
does.
does.
Mr. Nathan Sharp, what is up, brother Nathan? Travel to boot. They've been getting their have advised them on the Rode Wireless Go 2s. They're getting their setup going, making their videos and all.
Those are good mics. Those are really, I got my mics are okay. Those I have, they're not bad at all, but those are really good. I just keep seeing the difference. Yeah.
There's a difference, but I mean, they're really good. DJI makes a good one as well. From what I think that's what Austin uses. I'm just having hell with stuff in here tonight, dude.
I noticed Austin the other day for the first time. He normally doesn't have a mic here. I saw the other day he had like a little lapel mic on. Does he normally have one? Or is it just hiding from me somewhere?
That's a great question.
I don't know. I just thought I noticed it the other day for the first time. He had one on. I always felt like he was doing a mic from the camera somehow, some kind of a directional deal. I don't know. I don't know anything about. This stuff.
I've been in it.
I've been in this thing.
That's really it. That's fine. That's. I've been in the room. I can't still have yet to figure out how he's got himself propped up and set up in there. I know he got a new mic, like a mic.
Yep, he did do that. We did see that.
He's stuck at home tonight for the second night in a row with his little baby, and his wife's going to eat dinner. So let's all pray for Austin. Let's hope that he can survive this night. I don't miss those days necessarily. I do. I told him I miss those days. I miss Riley. I miss Haley being that little. They were so cute and all, but I mean, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
It was a lot. It's hard to see at the time. Like you're going, oh gosh, like some of it's great, right? And then some of it's just like, oh man, wears you out and this and that. Got to do this, but man, when it's gone, it's gone.
Hit that boy up with some. Hit that boy up with some Dr. Brown's bottles and milk him up. He'll be fine. He'll go to sleep, and you'll probably go to sleep too. That's the best part. Man, Blasey, glad you're in here to bounce some of this stuff off of tonight.
Yeah, what you got planned? I have no idea. I just
not a lot, not really a whole lot.
Okay.
Just a little bit of some stuff to touch on. Number one, college baseball starts tomorrow.
It does.
So I'm very pumped about that.
I am too. I'm really pumped about it. Yeah.
hadn't had a lot to cheer
where's
for in
LSU
Baton Rouge.
sitting after like right now, like going into the season? Where are they ranked? I'm sure way up
I
there.
think they're preseason number 1 in some polls. They may be number 2 in some. I'm
Wow,
not sure.
strong.
I don't really look at them until
Well,
it don't
I get
matter
it.
until the
Let's
end.
see what you
know.
got. Let's
Yeah.
see what you got. Yeah. Troy's entering number 25 in the country, man. I saw in some
Are
polls.
they?
Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's good to be noticed, but at the end of the day, we got to still. Sun Belt's a really tough conference, man. In
Well,
baseball.
they did well last year.
So,
They took Alabama. Should have beat
Yeah.
Alabama one night, and
yeah,
I think they did beat somebody pretty decent. And yeah, Troy. Obviously, if they're ranked,
Skylar Mead's done a great job in the couple of years that he's been there. I think it's maybe his 3rd year or something in there. Really, man, it's got this program rolling. Yeah, so yeah, it's everything on paper looks great, right? So we shall see.
We shall see. Odd times for LSU. They first pitch is at like 2:00 tomorrow. Weird. Such a that's just kind of screws everybody up to come to. But that's the way. That's the way Jay Johnson does that, and he's like, "Look, you're going to get upset at some of this stuff, but this is the way it worked." He's got a method to his madness.
Yeah,
they had to move up Saturday to like 11:00. I don't even know if they'll get that in because of the weather. It's supposed to be some bad weather coming through, and Sunday they're at 1. That's normal, but yeah, baseball season, dude. It just doesn't feel like baseball season, but it's here. Alex Bregman got traded.
He got $120 million.
It works out
over 3 years. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? That's not even the highest pay. That's $40 million a year to go play baseball. That's wild, isn't it?
It really, really is. I'm just glad he didn't go to the Yankees. I like the Red Sox, so I didn't want him to go to the Yankees and then become a nemesis. Though the Red Sox could. We'll see how good the Astros can, if they can keep rolling, like they have been. It's going to be tough.
It's the best stadium in the country he gets to play in. That place is so cool. It's the coolest
I've never been to Fenway.
Coolest place I've ever been. Yeah.
I would think it would. Did you get to go in the outfield and like that? That's what I'd want to do, is be above the big monster. And
yeah, so those tickets have become like this premium deal, right? So I snuck in there for sure. Like, kind of like we did over in Mobile. I got standing room only tickets, and I got there so early, so I could just walk around the stadium and hang out. And I mean, I talked to this guy that worked there for like 30 something years, like just had conversations with him. That was the coolest part. I wish I'd have been recording that stuff and getting those great interviews, but just conversations. But yeah, I went everywhere. I went up there, came back down, so I just want to go up here and look around. So yeah, dude, that place is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I can't. I will eventually make it there.
Yeah,
I will make it there.
I've been twice now, so and I'd go again in a heartbeat.
Let's see, man. The Daytona 500s this weekend.
Dang, is it really?
Yeah,
actually. Up on us.
Yeah, the dual 150. We didn't. We're about to get into this. This is.
We never even brought that up, did we?
Not a thing.
Hour and 47 minutes. We never even brought it up one time.
Not one. At the very tail end, he talked about modern day NASCAR and like the end of the show.
Yeah,
like one of the last couple sentences of the show.
Yeah, maybe the last.
Jeff Gordon
seconds.
question was. The show pretty much ends about 30 seconds at the end of that answer. That's why I wanted to put that out as a little teaser, because I don't know how many people will make it that far, and that's one of the best quotes.
Yeah, man, there's
so many good ones.
There's a lot of good stuff in that. That was a great conversation, man. That was a great conversation. Just what a cool dude, and man, just living in a time, there's a whole different era in NASCAR, And we're talking about Hut Stricklin. If y'all haven't figured that out, I don't know if you've mentioned it already, but just that one of the last of the Alabama gang, from Calera, Alabama, and the Allisons and all that story, Red Farmer, all that crew, and he was right in the middle of that stuff, man, in the 80s and 90s.
I said that I was going to show one or two here.
Show a clip.
Think we ought to show a clip?
Why wouldn't you?
It's one of my favorite parts of the whole show right here, Blasey. I've got 3 on cue. We may show all 3 because trust me, I could get 1 million from this one. It's unbelievable.
So good.
of your buds that you really like to do stuff with, off the track? I mean, I know y'all had to, because like anything, you racing some, but then there's a lot of downtime and press days and events you got to be at together. Was there anybody that you really just enjoyed, or you and Pam and y'all vacation together with them or anything?
Gosh, not other drivers. I didn't like any.
Hut is a competitor, baby. That's what I wanted to hear. You probably took out like your crew chief and his wife, like what couple of your buddies from the shop. That was your buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We kept our circle small. Tried to, but for the most part, it was. I never liked I never liked the idea of having, being close friends with people you're on the track with. I was too close to Davey, closer than I really wanted to be. And, but for the most part, he and I mean, we were friends and true friends. And
there you go, something there. He didn't want to hang around them people.
I didn't want to hang around my enemies. I hate them. I want to beat them every single week.
That dude is a competitor, but he's just so nice and so laid back. But then whenever he ain't afraid to just.
He is.
Shoot you straight. I mean, I just tell it like it is. It's man, just how fun was that? I had no I knew I'd enjoy it because I loved him, watching him as a kid. Whenever I first started getting into NASCAR, he was one of the drivers that was always running up at the front or getting in it with somebody like Jeremy Mayfield or somebody like that. Just always hanging around.
Yes.
Damn good driver.
Very good driver, man. He's one of those dudes. And you realize after, especially you dive into that conversation that we had with him, just how many, it's amazing what's amazing about him, how many different car changes he went through and how he's just the guy they would call to show up literally like the day before a race and go out there and finish the top 10. Like he wasn't doing this like in this consistent state. You know what I mean? It was like so everywhere. He never could really land anywhere very long. And it was amazing he did as well as he did. He was like, that's your guy. You know what I mean? Like he was
right.
Let's bring him in. Let's bring in, so yeah, it's kind of just what is it I'm trying to think of? He's like the what is his name from Kevin Costner baseball movie, Catcher.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's like that of NASCAR. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I shouldn't even say that because that's like in the Busch series or whatever. But he's right there, dude, knocking on the door every week and just grinding it out. And huge respect from all the other drivers too. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like you know how good of a driver he is. He's a driver's driver. They
yes.
I've never heard anything bad said about him. They all respect the heck out of him for the love of the game. That's it. Yeah.
There
Austin
we go. Yeah.
Dennis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Dude, they all love him. They all knew that he was a competitor. I mean, they didn't want to. They knew they had to beat him, and especially when he was really coming up in the 80s, before he made the Cup, like he won every weekend. He beat everybody. And then I heard him say, he didn't say it last night, but I've heard him say on another podcast that once you get to that level, everybody there that you're racing against, they all were the people that everybody hated at all the other levels because they won at every other level. So it really was the best of the best of the best. And then it comes down to the teams at that point in time, and still, I know it's still the same way, just different a little bit. Still comes down to the teams with the most money, who has the biggest shops, the biggest budget, who can build the best engines, all that type of stuff. And when you're running from team to team and you're not with one for more than a year or two, not necessarily all his fault, just always a constant rotation, because probably sponsors said, well, you're going to have to change drivers if we're going to keep sponsoring this. So boom, 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 everything rolls downhill. They had to get out of cars, and there's a lot of drivers that have gone through NASCAR that had a good season or had a good half a season, won a couple races or something, and then just die off on the vine. And it's not because they just suddenly couldn't drive a race car anymore.
No, dude, it's like there's so much luck involved in that too, being at the right place at the right time. And I think I'd said this one time before. All right, so when I worked at Cordis, Ashley Shearwood went through training with me. Super cool. And her husband at the time, this was 2021, he was the car chief for Christopher Bell. Well, Christopher Bell at that point still was struggling a little bit. And she was telling me how he's debating getting out of doing that and going and doing some private stuff and some private garage stuff, basically for people with high-end cars. A good little deal, but it's like, and I'm just thinking, man, that sucks. You got to leave NASCAR. And then suddenly they lit fire. You know what I mean? And the rest has been history. Christopher Bell now is a top driver. That's kind of when they took off. And, you know, so that was at that point in life where he could have easily just been this garage mechanic guy somewhere. You know what I mean? Now he's in the elite top 10 year over year, you know, as a car chief. So it's just such a fickle thing, you know? You never know where it's going to go.
Something that we didn't even talk about. I mean, in a sense, it was talked about, but I didn't really want to bring it up. But you know, it drives him crazy that he never won one. You know, I mean, it just
has to,
and it has to. It would drive me insane. And he was so close both times. He had the best. I know, or it was more than twice. Two very notable times, though, that it was like, not only should he have won, he easily had the best car on the racetrack. And, you know, you just got to think, what happens if he won one of those? What happens to his career? You know, especially the one in Michigan where he finished second to Davey Allison. You know, what if he won that race?
Yeah.
You know, just the what ifs, but we weren't going to get into that with him, but that was on my mind the whole time. I forgot we were like recording a podcast at one point. JR did a wonderful job hosting it. It was so nice to just be on the other side of things for a little bit.
Just jump in.
Yeah, me and Blasey just sat, and at one point I've obviously watched it all back. It's chopped up. It's ready to go. I've got to cut the commercials, and then it is
2 shows, isn't it?
2 beautiful shows.
Yeah, that's great. And it felt like 2 shows when I got done. I was like, that felt like 2 shows.
Yeah, you know, we talked, and I was like, I think you're right. And I said, you know, when I think it turned was whenever I brought up his dad, and then sure enough, the time was like right at 42 minutes. All of this, like, wow. That was kind of the shift. So it ends up, the beauty of that show is it's going to be 2. We're going to have part 1 will debut next Wednesday on Right Now TV, and part 2 will come out the next Wednesday.
And unlike most movies, I know you're about to say it too. Unlike most movies, I know from I hadn't seen it like you have, but part 2 is going to be better. Part 1's going to be good. That's like teeing things up.
Part 1 tells
where it gets good, right?
Part 1 tells the story from when he was a kid to basically getting in his first race car, and then how his dad comes into play. And the question that I asked that ends the deal, that ends that show, is, so it's kind of a teaser. Y'all can listen to this whole thing on the Bubba Podcast exclusive, unedited. Not bunched up, not cleaned up. That's just
you doing that tip to tail, huh? Yeah.
Tip to tail, raw and unedited. I just sent it in. But I've gone through it since. I didn't mess it up. There wasn't anything that just tightened it up for TV.
What we did with him at the very end, did you put that on the very front end of the podcast? The intro?
No, I should have.
I thought about that. Him doing that and then roll right into the show.
That would have made sense. Damn it. Oh, well. We'll probably chop it up again. That would have made sense.
No, you ain't got to do anything. It's fine. It was funny. But it was more of insight. It was funny. It was just.
That part. No, I haven't messed with that yet. No. That'll be on next week's Tigs Tonight somehow or another.
There we go.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely will be coming out. But it just unbelievable. The whole conversation with him, and it is, like you said, a tale of 2 tales. The second half, we talk about food, music, some more racing, barbecue. We got into barbecue at some point, and then little bits of controversy, which is always fun.
Start testing his metal a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was good, dude. It was good. You know, it was so fun. He's such a nice guy. He comes off as like a nice guy because he is a nice guy. He's a good dude, but don't think that dude ain't got that deep down hardcore desire to whip your ass and something. You know what I mean?
That's
like, it's there.
That is a fact. You can just sense it, and you just know it. But he was a nice guy, super nice guy. Great hair,
fantastic hair.
So yeah, the Daytona 500.
Some say the best hair.
Yes. Some say the best hair.
I can't get this.
I don't think it's the best hair. I don't have my Trump tonight.
You need Trump, and I just stay with Morgan. I really must say he was a really good guest. From time to time, he had to get on that track and run around. All right, that's all I got.
From tip to tail, no one's done it better. we're idiots. We are idiots. So yeah, the duel is on right now. I saw that you said you were watching the duels. Paul Rogers should be about time for the second one here in a minute. So we're not going to go too
Oh, that's
long.
perfect.
I want to see the second one, and I have a bacon wrapped pork loin that bacon wrapped stuffed with cornbread from fine folks at Best Stop. Someone gave it to my dad or something. I've had one bite of it. It was fantastic, and I also have some Rabideau's smoked sausage kicking on the old Weber, just offset, just enjoying it.
Just off on the edge, just hanging out with itself.
About 200 degrees, just staying warm. Gonna hit that post show.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I got lasagna in there. Just nothing special, just some old frozen lasagna. Ain't nothing wrong with good frozen lasagna though. From time to time, that'll hit the spot.
Not a thing in
good old breadsticks.
Got that, Paul particularly. I know Paul is a NASCAR guy. Who do you think wins the Daytona 500? I'm gonna be honest with you, Blasey. I did a little research, and beyond Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski. That name's so hard. Always been tough for me to say. Martin Truex, who is in this after retiring or trying to qualify. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is kind of in a similar situation to Dale Earnhardt, where he's entering his 20th Daytona 500 start. That's what's crazy. Because I thought Dale Earnhardt was so old whenever he won that one in 1998. Yeah. I don't think Kyle Busch is that old, mainly probably because I think we're probably the same age.
It's so different. It's so weird. It's like age has changed or something. I don't understand either. Like it's different.
Yeah, but beyond what I was getting at with that, beyond that, I do not know NASCAR like I used to. So I'm really that's why I didn't really want to bring up new NASCAR stuff because frankly, I don't. I watch it occasionally. I'll watch the Daytona 500, but I'm not into it like I used to. One thing I did want to ask him is, what does he think about this winning the heat or whatever they call it in NASCAR, the halfway point where you get some extra points and all that, and you're like, so they declare two winners in a race. Technically only one crosses the checkered flag, but I don't like that, and I think it's dumb. I'm hoping it goes away.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, is that new for this year? They're doing
no,
that?
That's what they've been doing.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about those phases, like stages, and all that stuff. Yeah.
So
do you know Dale Jr.'s got a team this year? Him and Chris Stapleton have teamed up.
They were racing just a second ago. He was in like 9th place while I was watching, which I mean in Daytona, that can turn in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's taking his game up from the Xfinity Series into the main show here. But that's good. I mean, I love Dale Jr. Like that's I think maybe you and I talked about that. Yeah,
I think we talked about it last night.
Really, really, really just that way he handled that from being Dale's son and like so cool. Like really made me gravitate towards him. And I was all into NASCAR until then he retired. I kind of got away from it, but I think it might be getting good again. I mean, there's enough characters in play there, some people in there. I like to follow. I think right now I like Christopher Bell. It's kind of my guy. Just a little loose connection there through people. So and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
What do we think of Ross Chastain? I just don't know enough about him, to be honest with you. I know the name. I know he's a good driver.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for or against him.
No, I don't either.
I'm going to get more into NASCAR though this year. That is something that I'm going. I miss it. I miss being a fan of it, and I kind of just want to. I want to see if I can get back in. Just get back into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I love the people who present it. We're all people who used to be drivers or whatever. So I mean, I like that.
I agree.
This show ended up.
You on show or are you done?
Do what? Oh yeah, I'm going to show one more.
Clip?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to show one more clip. I was going to say. So
I'm excited. That's why I want to see it.
I know you do. I know you do. In fact, well, I've only got. Yeah, this is the only other one. You've seen the Jeff Gordon one. I posted that. So this is the only other one I made. This is going to be Hut on Jimmy Spencer, Mr. Excitement. Answered, but one thing that I totally do remember as a kid that I loved, you and Jimmy Spencer didn't seem to get along too well on the track. Have y'all made up now? Do you ever talk, or how is that? Dude was always crazy and entertaining to see,
or was it a work
from my side?
Or were y'all just working everybody?
Or was it a work?
Let me clarify something. Jimmy Spencer never got along with anybody. It wasn't just me.
I was going to say, I don't know how anybody could get along with Hut. Hut's about as easy going as they get.
No,
he really is.
Yeah, Spencer and I got it. You know, he would, you know, every cup ride I had from the Heinz ketchup car, Spencer would come along and he'd go to the car owner and he'd say, you know, Hut's not doing a good job driving your car. I can drive it better than Hut. And so then you know, I got fired from the not saying he had anything to do with it, but he would go in there and toot his own horn louder than I was tooting my own horn. So and then you know, when I drove for Bobby, you know, he come along and drove for Bobby when you know, after, you know, he followed me to Bobby's, and then I left Bobby's and went to Junior Johnson to the McDonald's car. He followed me to McDonald's, and, you know.
Wow, I just chased you around there.
Sounds like you got a stage 5 clinger.
Then go, and then I go to the Smoking Joe's car, and he follows me to Smoking Joe's car. I mean, you know, and it's like,
dang,
you know, dude, but I don't know why or whatever, but anyway,
I think he's just jealous of your hair. I think that's it.
Probably was.
That was it.
He had none.
Stage 5 clinger.
And
I didn't hear that last night.
Probably. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
God. So
he totally said that. And then he said,
That's
yeah,
true,
he
though.
had none.
He had none.
So good, man. It was an hour and 45 minutes of that.
Yes,
you know, so I mean, it was really, I guess this show's really turned into the post Hut Stricklin show, which is more than fine because it was so good. We wanted to do a show last night, but I had to go to help my dad, and we talked on the phone. Blasey and I could have done just what we did tonight, but last night, but I wouldn't have had any of the videos to show
That's
you.
right. Yeah,
so,
right. It just all been conceptual. Yep.
That's right. So
yeah.
Anyhow, man, it was fun. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. I don't know what you guys and ladies have going on, but I hope that it is fantastic. And
yeah, just don't. I'm sorry. Little PSA here. Don't go blow all your money on dumb flowers and a bunch of big old animals and balloons. You know, get them something nice. Be nice. I get it, the idea of it, but like, man, I'm not a big Valentine's Day guy. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a party pooper on this deal. Look, let's go to dinner, right? Let's remember. Let's go do it. But I ain't giving Hallmark and all them people a dang bunch of money for.
Not gonna lie, I don't even like going to dinner on Valentine's Day. It's ridiculous.
I get it too.
You can't get in anywhere.
I'd rather do.
You know,
I'd rather cook something at home, something like that, and do something like a steak. You know what I mean? Let's hang out.
We're going to celebrate not tomorrow, and apparently not Saturday either. So she's doing something. So I guess we're going Sunday or whenever. We don't. It's not a thing for us. It never has been.
No. I think I'm gonna get Amanda and I. We're gonna get us some nice fine. She don't know this yet. Some fine ribeye. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Big old fine ribeye.
From Publix. Is that where you purvey your ribeyes, or do you have a meat shop there?
We got a really good meat market over there in Pensacola, so I need to run over there tomorrow. Get you
some of that A5 Wagyu.
Oh.
Make a video of this, please.
Oh, yeah. That A5. I'm more of a prime. I like the prime ribeyes. That's my deal. Wagyu, I feel like I've gone too far. I feel like I've just gone over the edge a little bit.
Agree.
It's a little too much.
Too much. It is
too much. Yeah.
For the price, it definitely is. I mean, I've had it, and it's great, and I'm not knocking it. But for the price,
did you think worth the squeeze on that action?
No, I prefer prime as well, especially in a steak. But I've certainly had plenty of select steaks that if you look for the right marbling, it's like, hey, I don't know how you that's prime. I love it when I find those.
I totally agree. Yep.
But they're hard to find. Yep. They're not as easy as they used to be to find those. The old selects aren't what they used to be. They're getting leaner.
They are. Yeah. I agree with you.
Which means that they're just rolling through faster and they're younger and they haven't had a chance to get fat. Anyhow.
True.
I digress. Let's go eat. As usual, we end this always hungry. So, yeah.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate everything. Looking forward to all kind of cool stuff. And like last night, man, we've so realized how much we've got to really push to have guests in it, because we love having guests on this show, man.
So much fun.
It's so much fun. It inspires us all to kind of dig a little deeper, sharpen the pencil, as they say, a little bit, tighten things up. And last night was evident of that. And you'll see it. So please tune in. Check out both episodes. Are going to be coming up. And again, thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Couldn't say it better. See y'all.
It's Tigs tonight.